Hello students. In today's class we are going to read and learn about a new lesson. The name of our lesson is A Little Fish Story. So now I'm going to read out each paragraph and explain to you. There are a great many million fish in the seas, but this story is about just one of them, and a very small one at that. So here, the writer is saying in the sea there are millions of fish, but this story is about a very small fish. You must have seen different fish in the sea, rivers, and other water bodies, but this particular story is about a very small little fish. Now, this little fish had everything in the seas to make him contented, but he was not happy. You will laugh when I tell you why he was not. He was unhappy because he was so very small. Now, the writer is saying that this little fish had everything that would make him satisfied. Contented means to be satisfied. But the fish was still not happy. So the writer is saying that we will laugh when he tells us why the fish was unhappy. So the fish was unhappy because he was a very small fish. It is very hard to be such a little mite of a fish, he would say over and over again. If I were only larger, how much happier I could be. And he said it so many times that I think he believed it. So this little fish would again and again say to the other fish that it is so hard to be such a little mite of a fish. Here the word mite means tiny. So this little fish was always unhappy. He kept on thinking that it is so hard to be such a little tiny fish. He would say, if I were only larger, how much happier I could be. So this little fish always wanted to be a larger fish, and he was always unhappy because he was very small. So he kept on saying that he wanted to be larger so many times that he believed that he should have been larger. One day he was swimming along with the rest of his school and thinking, no doubt, how much more the larger fish had to be thankful for than he, when suddenly, with no warning, they found themselves in the meshes of a great net. So here the word school is the collective noun for a group of fish. So one day when the little fish was swimming along with his other friends, that is, with the other fish, he was thinking. What do you think he was thinking about? Yes, he was thinking that he should have been larger because the larger fish may be very happy and thankful for their large size. And suddenly, as he was thinking about all this, with no warning, they found themselves in the meshes of a great net. Here the word mesh means the space between the threads or wires of a net. So suddenly they were caught in a big huge net without any warning. So now let us see what happened when they were caught in this huge net. There was much floundering and splashing as the net was drawn up out of the water into the sunlight, and just as its hull was being emptied into the boat, the smallest fish in the school wriggled through the mesh and slipped back into the cool, clear water. How good it felt! So when all the fish were caught in the net, they all started to try to get out of the net. So as they were trying, there was a lot of floundering and splashing. Floundering means struggling. Why do you think there was floundering and splashing? Because the net was going to be drawn up out of the water into the sunlight. Do you think fish can survive out of water? No. But here, the net of fish was going to be drawn up out of the water into the sunlight, and its hull was about to be emptied into the boat. Hull means a large amount. So the large amount of fish was going to be emptied into the boat. But then suddenly this smallest fish wriggled through the mesh and slipped back into the cool water. So this fish, who was very small and unhappy and wanted to be large, slipped back into the water. Wriggled means to move from side to side. So the fish was able to come out of the net because of its small size. So when it came back into the water, it felt very good. He swam here and there and everywhere, and some of the fish who knew him well all the rest of his life said that they never again heard him say that he wished to be anything but a little fish. So this little fish was once again able to swim into the cool, clear water of the sea. So he was very happy. So he swam here and there and everywhere. And his friends, who knew him well, never again heard him saying that he wished to be anything but a little fish. So they never heard him say that he wanted to be a large fish. And now he was very happy of his small size. So this little fish learned that he should be satisfied with the way he was and be happy with whatever he had. Now, let us go through the meanings of this lesson. The first one, contented, satisfied. Second, mite, tiny. Third, doubt, feeling of not being sure about. Fourth one, haul, large amount of something that has been caught. Fifth one, mesh, the space between the threads or wires of a net. Sixth one, wriggle, to move from side to side. Now, let us answer the following questions. First one, how many fish are there in the sea? Answer, there are a great million fish in the seas. Second, why was the little fish unhappy? Answer, the little fish was unhappy because it was very small. Third, What happened to the fish one day? Answer. One day the fish got caught in the meshes of a great net. Fourth one. Why was the fish thankful to be a little fish? Answer. The fish was thankful to be a little fish because he could escape from the net just because he was small.